What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. Guys, in today's video, we want to talk about African soccer and why it is taking forever and a day for African soccer to get to the levels of European soccer. Is it money? Is it politics? Is it desire? Is it salaries? Is it passion? Is it a lack of anything? Or is it a lack of everything? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla. People, what makes African football lag behind the rest of the world? I mean, we have great teams that play soccer on the local level, right? We have great footballers on a local level. We have great footballers who ply their trade in top leagues around the world. We have dedicated players. We have talented players. We have gifted players. We have passionate players. And we have players that are in demand around the world. Now I'm talking about Africa as a whole, right? And it begins to to feel different. There's something off about having all this talent and the continent just cannot produce the results that match this talent. I mean, something is not right. So let's break it down from, let's say, strongest to weakest. Let's try and look at it from that perspective, right? So for years, the strongest team in soccer, I would think, that has represented the continent for the longest of time, or that has threatened to show any sign of upset at World Cup level, has always been Nigeria. Without a shadow of a doubt, I think Nigeria is obviously the country with the most footballing export, right? You can name them, Sunday Olises, Taribo West, Damola Mokachi, Rashidi Yekini, well, sure, just yeah, or is it Oribi? Who else? Yeah, it's just a lot. I mean, Nigeria just produces talent upon talent upon talent. So we take all their talent, guys, and we cannot even we cannot get to the finals. These people apply their trade for some of the top European clubs. So is it is it politics? Is it on the field? Is it a coaching? Is it a lack of funds? Is it a lack of passion? Is it ego? Is it salaries? The salaries that are not matching the clubs? Is it they scared to perform to the full capacity because they're scared of injuries so that they can't go back to the clubs? It's sad that Africa has been playing soccer for decades now, and Africa produces some of the biggest stars, you know. And so you wonder if it's politics at play, or if the country is not maintaining the club's salary. So what could it be? That's Nigeria. Let's go to Egypt. Is it the same story? Do you think it's a coaching stuff? Do you think it's player coach having a problem? Let's go to Senegal. Do you think it's a player problem? Do you think it's a coaching problem? Do you think it's a political problem? Let's go to Ghana. Do you think it's a player problem? Or is it a financial problem? Do you think it's just dissidents from the players who just don't like the coaches? Let's go to Morocco. Do you think it's a passion problem, a lack of a passion, lack of because they've got the talent? So do you think maybe it's political? Do you think it's team selection? Let's go to Algeria. Do you think it's financial, political, it's coaching? What could it be? For me, it comes down to not doing anything. But we'll see how that goes. Next, we get into the pros and then the cons. Let's see that. So, people, let's talk about this whole soccer thing and where it's going and how, what could possibly be. So, let's say it's politics, right? Are the presidents of these federations in Africa, are they getting involved in team selection? Are they fighting over control of the team? Are they fighting over control of the coach? Are they the ones making the executive decisions and not letting the coach handle the job? Are they the ones who actually want certain players in and not leaving the coaches to do what they need to do? That's one aspect, right? Number two, is it finance? Is it money? Okay, are these countries not able to match the club salaries? Because most of the European based players earn more than what the countries in Africa could offer them, right? So, is it a money issue? Are the players refusing to play because they're not earning nearly as much as they earn at the clubs? Could it be a compensation issue, right? That they're not getting their bonuses, they're not getting whatever? Are they demanding more money? Are they? Could it be that? Okay. Could it be the coach's problem? Okay. The coach doesn't like the European-based players because they come with egos. They come with this whole mentality that they are better than the local players. They come with this attitude that no one can tell them anything because they earn millions. Could that be the problem? Could it be a coach's problem where there's a communication issue, a language barrier, an attitude problem? The coach has won so many accolades that no one else can tell him what to do. Is there a rift between the coach and the federations? A rift between the coach and the players? Could that be the problem? Could it also be players who then feel like they are bigger than the country because their name is in UEFA, is synonymous with certain club names? Is it the fans? Are they expecting too much from the teams? Or is it overall political interference from the highest offices in the land from where these teams are from? You see, we all know that Africa is plagued with problems. That we definitely know. In almost every sphere of life in Africa is plagued with problems. Almost everything in Africa doesn't seem to function seamlessly, smoothly. Everything's got to come with its ups and downs, with its highs and lows. Nothing seems to function smoothly in Africa. If it does function smoothly, it's for a certain period of time. It's not the standard. So, if we look in the case of Nigeria, for example, right? Like I said, Nigeria is probably the biggest exporter of footballers on the continent. So, and if you look at the leagues in which most of these Nigerian soccer play, these soccer players play in, most of them are decent leagues. And they do produce great footballers because we do see the talent at the Africa Cup of Nations. But then that talent doesn't translate when it gets to World Cup. So, question: how is it possible that you can perform at optimum levels at your continental competitions, but on the world stage, you flop? How does this even make sense? I mean, the World Cup is the pinnacle of any soccer player's career. I mean, it's any soccer player's dream to win a World Cup. And yet, when Africa goes to the World Cup, they give a lackluster performance. Now, I don't know if it's sponsorship problems, because I heard in some cases when a sponsor gets involved in team selection. Now, this is huge, guys, because sponsors don't normally get involved in team selection. Yes, I do know that sponsors pump a lot of money into these teams, and for them to insist that there should be certain players in the team because they're pumping money into the team. And what if that player is having attitude problems with the coach? What if that player or those players have ego problems and they're demanding more money, they're demanding more this, more that, more that? Surely, surely those could also add to the country's woes and the team's performances and the coach's anxiety. And that cannot be made to continue, right? So, what is the solution? See, there's no easy answer to this, right? But actually, there is a solution. And unfortunately, most of these countries don't take the solution because they thrive in the turmoil, because there is something to gain on the other side, which is sad, really sad. Yeah, man. Next, we get into the possible solutions of this whole scenario, right? The solutions. Number one, political interference. That has to stop. Um, Board interference has to stop. Club interference has to stop. Sponsors or sponsorship interference has to stop. A coach is the one who deals with the players on a day-to-day basis or for the duration of whatever competition is. It's the coach who faces the wrath of players. He's the one in the firing line because he's face to face with them. A coach should be allowed to choose the people, the players he deems fit to play for him. It's no use you forcing a coach to choose so and so who doesn't want to play, so and so who thinks he's bigger than the team, so and so who thinks he earns more, so therefore his name and his this carries the weight, and therefore he shall be exempt from training, curfews. The coach sees all that. Some people wonder why certain people are left out of a squad. It's not because the person's not talented. It's not because the coach just hates this person for no apparent reason. There can be no one wakes up in the morning and just decides, I'm going to hate this person because A, B, C, D, E. People give other people a reason to hate them. You may not know that you've given a person a reason. If you do what is required of you, there should be no reason why someone should hate you or not select you for anything. That's what I believe. If coaches were left to do what they are hired to do, and to work with the team that they feel comfortable, to work with the people that they feel comfortable with, I think African teams would prosper and further much more into these competitions. But they don't, because coaches' jobs are being made difficult by clubs who don't want to release players, by soccer boards that want certain players in, by political figureheads that want certain players in, by sponsors who want certain players in. All this has an effect on the team. All that. So, solution. If an international player or international based player feels that he is bigger than the team, he should not play. It should be that simple. I feel like international based players are are part of the root causes of why most African clubs or why most African teams do not progress in the World Cup, because the hunger, the desire to play for your country is not there, because you're already comfortable earning your millions in Europe or in Saudi Arabia or in China or wherever it is that you're based. So the incentive to play for your country is just not there. There's no honor in representing your country. So the solution: coaches should hire strictly local based players. Take the best talent of local players, groom them to the best of your ability, send them to overseas or neighboring camps, play against the best of the best, try to get the best out of your local players. I promise you, I think local players have the desire, the hunger, the fight to represent their country because they have everything to gain and nothing to lose. Whereas international based players have everything to lose and nothing to gain when they're playing for their countries, because an injury at a World Cup that could crush his career means millions of dollars, if not even billions of dollars at stake, because he cannot return to his club. That's my take. Let me know what you think about this topic. Was I on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla.